The life of John F. Kennedy. So many accomplishments. The goal of the Peace Corps was to involve Americans in global democracy, peace, freedom, and development. He spoke about encouraging students to help the developing countries. The Alliance for Progress was an appeal to improve relations with Latin American countries. This began with a loan of $20 million to these Latin American countries to assist in social reform in the country. This meant land ownership for more people. The Bay of Pigs disaster began by training Cubans that escaped to help them overthrow Fidel Castro and his reign over Cuba. The problem was that the United States did not expect that Castro would have forces ready to retaliate. With the increase of the minimum wage, JFK believed that this increase would cover more people in the United States. He wanted to give those who had worked very hard and have not seen much from their growing prosperity to benefit from the United States' growth. JFK authorized the Green Berets as a symbol of the men that had served in the Special Forces unit in the Army. JFK wanted people to know that the Green Berets stood for excellence, courage, and a strong desire to fight for freedom. The space program began to flourish when John Glenn took a crew and orbited around the moon. This happened because of JFK's challenge to NASA. This challenge led to the eventual landing on the moon in 1969 by Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin Jr., and Michael Collins. The Cuban Missile Crisis began because a spy plane took pictures that Cuba was getting nuclear missiles from the Soviet Union. Kennedy decided to have naval ships create a blockade around Cuba. A blockade is a ring of ships. One of the first things for John F. Kennedy to do was to integrate old myths, and he sent the National Guard to the campus to ensure that African American students could get to class. After the speech of George Wallace, JFK responded stating that Congress would be getting a piece of legislation to end segregation because everyone should have equal access to public facilities and services. The Soviet Union began to test nuclear bombs because of the use of atomic bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II. It took 12 days to negotiate with the Soviet Union to stop nuclear testing in the atmosphere, underwater, and in space. The president was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, where Kennedy was going to begin campaigning for his next term as president. As they were on their way to the trade market, gunshots began to come from the Texas Book Depository, and the shot hit the president in the back of the head. He died on the way to the hospital. John F. Kennedy had such a short term as president, but he had great accomplishments and some failures. But he was a great president.